Hey guys, Watcher here to do a request video. Someone requested that I review the different combat boots that I use, and well, here we go. So now I've got several pairs of boots. Each one, I like them. They work for different applications, and you can, good pair of boots, it's something you need if you're either a collector or if you just like comfy shoes. Because I haven't actually worn shoes in a few years. I've worn boots. Even when I was working in food service before I got my current job, I was wearing boots. So they just, they're comfortable, they're hard wearing, and they just look good. So let's get started. So now I'm going to show you guys the boots that I use in my day-to-day activities, which is at my job, where I work at a call center. So boots that I wear in my everyday life, just when I'm working or just in general, are going to be these style boots. Now these are made by a company called Department 9, and the reason I like them is because they're very similar to the classic combat boot. They've got the lacing up front, even though they're actually zippered, which is nice. And they've got the combat boot style sole, and so I just love them. So these are the pair that I keep nice. I have another pair that are relatively ratty that I use for when I'm shooting out at the range. Pretty sure you've seen that in my previous video. So just a nice pair of boots. They're not super high boots, but they're not low boots like Timberlands, which are almost, I consider to be shoes. So nice secure fit around the ankle, good pair of boots. Now, possibly my favorite pair of boots, my most prized pair of boots, are these paratrooper boots that I got from Ukraine. These are the officer's model, as they don't have a tread on the sole. It's just pretty much smooth. I mean, it's gotten a little bit chewed up and used, so I might go to a cobbler and get them replaced. But these are a nice pair of boots. They're very high boots. They end just below the knee, and they're great. Russian style boots. They're made of a black pebbled leather, a very heavy leather, probably about, I'd say maybe 3 millimeters thick. So pretty thick leather. They go up to the knee. What's genius about these boots is that they have the design to where they slope down at the back. So the upper part, when you're sitting down, it doesn't cut into the back of your knee or your lower thigh. And let me go ahead and, I have these vodka bottles to help keep the boots in shape. As you can see, the inside of it. Again, these boots are not entirely waterproof, but they still do their job. And they've got some little tabs on here, I guess, to assist with either pulling the boots on or tying them into part of the pants. So this is genuine leather. So every so often I make sure to apply a nice leather cream so they stay nice and soft, and so that they don't crack. These boots are very expensive. They cost me about 130 bucks to get them from the Ukraine. So probably gonna end up replacing the sole on them just as it wears out. I'm pretty sure I can find a cobbler to do that. Again, it's made of several pieces of leather stitched together. These are water resistant, but they're not waterproof. So if you stand in a puddle or water too long, it will seep through these boots. And these are definitely not something that you want to wreck, given the price. So I might be actually picking up a pair of reproduction German jack boots when I get the funds for that, because that's $300 is a lot to spend on boots. Hell, even $100 was a lot, considering you can get surplus USGI boots for less than 30 bucks typically. So $30 to $50, which I'll get into that in just a minute. Let's put the placeholder back in there. Then I have a pair of desert boots. These are just cheap Rothko boots. Got them for about maybe $20–25. They're pretty good quality. They've got the rough leather outer, and they've got nylon as well for the ankle part, and then up at the top it's got nice padding for around your ankle, keeps it nice and secure. And this has the Panama sole, which is the best kind of thing if you're trekking through mud. Don't know necessarily about sand, but Panama sole's pretty good. The unusual thing about these boots is that normally I wear a size 12, but this is a 10 wide and they fit perfect. So these are pretty good boots. So these basically I got from my desert kit, such as with a chocolate chip, 3-color desert. If I decided to get an ACU, which I might do again, get either have either a multicam ECU or the UCP ACU. These boots will go with that, and then this works pretty good with multicam as well. So just your classic desert boot, which was introduced in the early 90s, and just even though it's Rothco, it's still good. I'm not super hard on my stuff. I'll wear it to the range, but I'm not going to be going airsofting or anything like that. I don't do airsoft, any of those types of things. So those are my desert boots. Now, my most durable and my coolest pair of boots are these very heavy US jungle boots, genuine jungle boots. These are not Rothco. These are the real deal. Picked these up at a shop called Southwest Military Surplus. The owner passed away. That shop's since closed. They moved on out to Fort Sam Houston. But I got these, check it out, for $10. I got this pair of boots right here for $10. They didn't have laces, and they were a little bit dirty, but couldn't pass that up. So it's made of a very heavy leather. It's a classic jungle boot. It has the steel shank in the bottom to prevent inflation of your foot by punji stakes. So it makes these boots very heavy and relatively inflexible. The only part that can really bend is the toe, and not even that. So it's made of leather, and it has it's either well, it seems to me on this pair it's a canvas, or it may be a canvas or a nylon. So it's a very heavy. It's not very soft, so you want to have some thick socks, otherwise this can chafe up the back of your ankle pretty bad, the back of your foot. So just to make sure to either put on cream or put on a heavy socks when I'm wearing these. And these ones, you can still see it's got dirt on it from the last time I went to the range. Haven't really cleaned these off. But it's got the ripple sole, which is pretty neat. I mean, it works pretty good. Not as good as the Panama sole, but can't really complain too much. Then it's got 2 vents on the bottom. If there's any ingress of water into the boots, that exchanges the moist air inside the boot for the dry air outside. And it's just got your standard lacing. Now, one thing with these boots, which it's kind of a good thing, but it's also a pain at the same time. Once you put these boots on, they're very, very hard to get off. Whenever I have to take these boots off, it's pretty much a struggle. So I've gotten to the point where, unless I just really want to look cool, I'm going to just wear my ratty old Apartment 9 boots. So, but I guess that's a good thing. These boots are hard to get off. That means if you're stomping through mud, they're not going to get sucked off of your feet. So it's both a blessing and a curse the way that they're designed. So just overall very nice. Normally new, you can find the unissued jungle boots. They're going to be about $50 a pair. Again, I got these for 10. They were in the bottom of a bin without any laces. So I was like, hells yeah. So I sprayed some odor eater disinfectant in there, and I was good to go. So a good pair of boots. I'm gonna have these till the day I die. All right, and finally, the pair of boots that I have are my chemical over boots for use with my mop suit, and then these are great for when you're out in the rain as well. Got these from the Tactical Man. I do business with a lot. And these are great. Now these are a size 14. I need these in a size 14 because I'm a size 12. So whenever you're getting over boots, it's best to order above the size you need. Now I was fortunate enough to be able to try these on beforehand and not just blind guess, which unfortunately is what with the military surplus you're going to have to do. It's just blind guess. So these are a pretty good pair of boots. I have worn these out before with my U.S. Marine suits. And they're nice. They've got a non-slip bottom, so if you're walking through mud or slick surfaces, you're not gonna slip, especially if you're wearing mop gear and stuff sucks already. So, and it's basically, it's got this little elastic loop, almost like a bungee cord, and then these plastic eyelets that you just loop over. So, and then you tuck your bottoms into the boot, and then you can tape it or whatever, and then you just stretch it over and secure it. So, good pair of over boots. I've been thinking about getting some of those hiking boots that our troops are wearing in Afghanistan. My friend C.B. Bleckley's supposed to be hooking me up with a pair of, I think they're called Danners. So just waiting on those. So just again, this is a request video. First request video I've actually done. So just hope you guys like it. Please make sure, as always, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thanks for watching.